Hey everybody, it's Pixel, and today we're going to be making some sweet potato Thai soup. And for that, we're going to need sweet potatoes, onions, coconut milk, chicken broth or vegetable broth, 1 red pepper sliced up into strips, peanut butter, red curry paste, garlic, salt and pepper, and ginger. So, you know the drill. Alright, first off we want to get our onions started with our garlic and our red pepper strips. And last but not least, with our sweet potatoes. We're going to saute this up for a little and I'll be back in a moment. And after cooking for about 10 minutes, it should start to be softening and turning translucent on the onions and garlic. And we're going to be adding in about half of our broth. Once we have the broth in for a little bit, we're going to be adding in the ingredients that are just a little bit weird, but we stir them in and it'll be fine. We've got our peanut butter. Got some salt, pepper, and ginger. Got a red curry paste powder. Well, not powder, paste. Can't talk. We're going to give that all a thorough stir as it cooks into our broth. And once that starts simmering again, after you add in the broths and things, we're going to add in our can of coconut milk. Get that stirred in. We're going to let that probably cook for about 15 to 10 minutes. And I'll be back in a little bit. Well, our soup has been cooking for a while. Everything is thoroughly cooked in it. Not hard or anything. We're going to start taking ladles full of that and putting it into our blender. And the rest of that broth that we saved is going to help thin it out to the consistency we want our soup as it purees in the blender. Don't be scared to let your blender run for longer periods of time because you're trying to get it to be smooth. Almost zero to minimal chunks in it. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Well, our soup has been cooking for a while. Everything is thoroughly cooked in it. Not hard or anything. We're going to start taking ladles full of that and putting it into our blender. And the rest of that broth that we saved is going to help thin it out to the consistency we want our soup as it purees in the blender. Don't be scared to let your blender run for longer periods of time because you're trying to get it to be smooth. Almost zero to minimal chunks in it. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. And in the end, your soup will look a lot like this. Now let's serve it up, and I'll be back in a moment to taste it. Alright, the time has come to try it out. Mix in some of those garnishes we gave it. Get a little spoonful. It doesn't have as much spice as I thought it would have, so if you were expecting a slightly more Thai-esque scoop of spices or anything, it is a lot better with crusty bread. I overall, though, enjoy the butternut squash flavor and the curry flavor that is in it. There is the very prominent hint of the peanut flavor, but not as bad as just directly having it all that. That's pretty interesting. I'm going to have to admit it's probably not going to be a repeat or a favorite, but it's a good, hearty, warm soup on a nice cold day like today. So I'm going to go let this warm me up, and if you have any ideas, any things you would have done differently, made something like it, you know the drill. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and I'll see you next time.